the links that you get from other sites are, think of them just as votes. And where a lot of people get it wrong is they think that, well, votes just mean I need more votes than my competitors, but it's not actually the case. You want to look at that video I did on like the 5 things you should be doing if you're not ranking yet. And that's on a consistent daily basis. You need to be doing the things that I have in that video. You guys can find that video in the thread. Someone will link to it. Best advice for backlinks: consistency and not being like cheap. Understanding like so here's the best thing, especially if you're new, you should know. So I get a lot of people that don't quite grasp backlinks the first few times. By the way, neither did I. It took me 18 months to get successful in this business model when I didn't have, a support group like this. And I was just kind of learning by picking and piecing and trying stuff out. 18 months. So I just want you guys to know that, like, if you're discouraged on yourself, just remember Dan took 18 months to actually get this thing going. And I think that a lot of people need to hear that, because it didn't matter the length of time. I already knew it was doable. I already knew it could be done. It was a matter of me having to get this ability, get this new skill set under my belt. So backlinks, it's like anything else, man. The consistency, don't overthink it either, right? Go and do research on your competitors. And oftentimes there's so much right there in front of your eyes. Secondly, I said this, don't be cheap, right? You guys got to remember, between your cost of your site and your basic expenses for a lead gen property, remember, if let's just say it makes $500 a month, okay, that's $6,000 a year. Okay, imagine if in the first 60 days or so, you front loaded some of the capital that you got in from landing this client. So you've got $1,000 in. That's not a lot of money, but I'm just trying to make a really low dollar amount so you guys can get some concepts here. A Chamber of Commerce link. First of all, every town has them that I know about. I don't know if they're outside the US, but I'm sure there's a similar. BNI is another one. Sarah Escalator is going to come on and talk to us about that in the coming weeks. Let's see here. BBB, Better Business Bureau. You can do stuff there. There's a lot of localized links and things that you can get your hands on that might cost you $100 here or $200 there. But what I'm telling you is once that link is posted, right, it's not only coming from a trusted source, from a marketplace that you're in, categories that the company or the lead gen or the client that you're working for is in, right? They're valuable, they're trusted. It's a name that is known. So remember, at the end of the day, the links that you get from other sites are, think of them just as votes. And where a lot of people get it wrong is they think that, well, votes just mean I need more votes than my competitors, but it's not actually the case. You want to look at the votes not only from a numerical amount you have, but I would much rather you guys be looking at the value that the vote, which it's coming from, is, right? And I think people don't maybe grasp it the first time around, nor do you have to grasp it the first time around when you're doing local. But I think it's really important that we need to hear that right now, is like backlink strategies is like, don't be afraid to spend a couple bucks on the gasoline when you first get your car going, right? And don't think it's a volume game more than it is a quality, right? So if the voter, meaning the other site that's backlinking to you, has a lot of history online, they have a lot of trust, like this would be like a Chamber of Commerce, right? It's very well known, BBB, things like that. Like some of these localized ones that like are very well known, they've been around and they've stood the test of time. I'd much rather you have a link like that here or there, because it's such a trusted link, and it holds more value than just a link from a brand new link circle that you do in the group. That would be another one. How many link circles have you done? We do those in the group. So all you gotta do is post in the group and say, hey, look, I'm trying to do a link circle, whatever. That's an easy way. You guys should be doing those more often, because generally when you do a link circle, you're saying, hey, I need other plumbing sites. Who has a plumbing site, or who has other sites in this town, right? So the relevancy of where it's coming from is a factor. If all your links come from other plumbing sites and you're a plumbing site, it's not the worst looking thing. It doesn't look spammy or weird or like you're trying to go, put a bunch out on the web that isn't relevant to the project you're on. So those are some basic stuff. But listen, like anything, man, learning anything is going to take the repetition and the consistency of learning the rhythm of it. Like I don't have to look at much anymore. I don't even have to look at the different tools out there. I pretty easily can understand the value of a site that's going to be linking to me and how it's going to affect uh, my site. And